So today I'm going to go over what materials you need to make a good quality fursuit, how much it costs, and at the end I'm going to share with you how much it cost me to make some of the fursuits that I've made so far. There are, of course, different ways of making fursuits, but for this video, I'm going to go through the method that I use, which is sculpting from foam. So let's start there. The foam that I use is a cushion foam, aka upholstery foam, craft foam, project foam, poly foam. I personally like to start out with a bucket head, which is made out of 1/2-inch foam, which I can find at Joann Fabrics. I'll get half a yard of that, and that typically costs $6 or $4 with a coupon. I also like to use 1-inch foam, and that I will get from Hobby Lobby. It typically costs $19, but with the coupon you can get it for $12. And that's all the foam you need to make a fursuit head. You will probably have some left over. Now we need hot glue to stick the foam pieces together. If you don't have a hot glue gun yet, you can get one pretty cheap for $3 or $7. Just get a low temp one so you don't melt the fur or the foam. And you'll need some glue sticks. What I get is a 100 pack for $6 at Walmart. And to sculpt the foam, all I use is a pair of scissors. The ones that I use are multi-purpose that I got from Walmart for $3. I also like to line the inside of my heads with balaclava material. You can buy an already made balaclava for $10. A place that you can get them is this Etsy shop, Mrs. Strawberry's House. It comes in a variety of colors made out of Lycra. Or you can make your own. All you need is 1/4 of a yard of a spandex or Lycra material, which I like to get from Joann Fabrics, and that costs around $3.50. For the eyes, you'll need a buckram or vinyl mesh. From the Etsy shop that I mentioned earlier, you can get a 6x9-inch piece of vinyl mesh for $9. And from Walmart, you can also get buckram fabric. I think it's $10 per yard, but all you need is maybe 1/4 of a yard, so that's around $2.50. You're also going to need some acrylic paint. Usually a little bottle of acrylic paint is around $1.50. So maybe you'll need white, black, and 2 shades of a color. So 4 of them for $6. For the whites of the eyes, foamies are still a popular choice. You can get them for $1 at Michael's, Hobby Lobby, or Walmart. Sometimes even less than that, like 50 or 30 cents. If you want to use eye blanks, you can find them on Etsy for $15. Plastic resin is going to be sturdier and more long-lasting. You're also going to need masking tape or duct tape to make the fur pattern from the foam head, and those are each around $4. I personally like to use masking tape, but you can use whatever you prefer. And also I recommend using this masking tape. It's the one that I like to use because it's sticky, and like the general purpose masking tape isn't very sticky, and I hate working with that one, so I do not recommend using that one. I also like to use fleece from Joann Fabrics. I like to line the inside of the mouth with black fleece. I use white fleece for the teeth, pink fleece for the tongue. Sometimes I use fleece for the inside of the ear, and you could even use the fleece for the nose if you want to. So half a yard of the black fleece, $2. 1/4 of a yard of the white fleece, $1. Another 1/4 a yard for the pink fleece, another $1. And fleece or felt for the inside of the ears is usually another $1. Now the fur. This is going to be the most expensive part. 1 yard of good quality fur is going to run about anywhere from $20 to $54 is what I've spent on a single yard of good quality fabric fur. And typically you'll need 1 full yard for a fursuit head. You might even have a little bit left over for a fursuit part like paws or a small tail. Don't forget you'll also need thread. Usually black and white you can get for $1, and colored thread is going to be $2. To draw on the tape you're going to need a permanent marker. You can get a Sharpie for about $2. And I like to use black vinyl, which is a faux leather, for the nose, for the claws, and the paw pads. And I'll get half a yard of that from Hobby Lobby for $3.50 with a coupon. So let's set up the total for everything you're going to have to buy pretty much every time that you make a fursuit. So that includes foam, hot glue sticks, balaclava, Sharpie, buckram, paint, foamies, tape, fleece, thread, fur, and vinyl. And the total range is going to be $107.50 to $139.50. So typically that's about the range that you're going to spend on a fursuit head. Obviously it depends on where you get the materials and if you use coupons or not, and it really depends on the fur too, how many different colors of fur that you're going to need and all that stuff. But most of the fursuits that I've made do lie within that range. And here are some of the one-time purchases you're going to need to make if you're making a fursuit for the first time. If you don't already have these things, you'll need to buy a hot glue gun, a pair of scissors, paintbrush, and clippers. Paintbrushes you can get a pack at Michael's for $5, and a good pair of clippers is going to be anywhere from $30 to $60. Pet grooming clippers work best. So this range right here is for purchases that you're going to have to make pretty much every time that you make a fursuit. And these are more one-time purchases, so if you don't have some of these things, you can just add them to the total, just so you know how much you're going to need to spend initially to make a fursuit. So to give you guys an idea, on Rood's partial, I spent only $100. I used a lot of coupons, so make sure you use a lot of coupons if you can. My first commission virus, I spent $125 of materials to make him. Hazardous, I spent $120. Navis partial cost $156. Jack Frost was $140. Swift was $100. And making Rood's body and feet was $300. So together, the whole thing was about $400 to make. And if you're curious as to how much fur I had to use for Rood's full body, I had to use 1 yard of the dark brown, 1 yard of the ivory, and 4 yards of her main fur color. So yeah, hopefully that helps, and if you have any questions, just let me know. And I'll see you guys in the next video.